Woo! What's going on, guys? Orange Farm coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are in the graphic. Okay? Now, if you don't know what the graphic is, the graphic means playoff talks. Now, I know everyone's thinking, oh my God, Orem's lost his mind. He's talking Lions playoffs, the playoff picture. All I'm talking about is the graphic. Okay? All I'm talking about is the graphic. There was talk about this year coming into the second year under Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell that they wanted to see improvement on this squad. Now, it's been up and down season. But I personally think that there's been improvement made on this football team. Now, you ask where, and I think it's been different areas of this franchise, of this team. Now, I think the offense has improved. Obviously, we are still a top 10 offense. There's still some hiccups there that I think that need to be fixed. Defense was an absolute train wreck for the first beginning of the year. It has gotten better over the last 5 games. I think I even seen another another chart, another graphic where it said that the Lions have played at a top 15 level at overall defense. You know, you're still getting gashed on the ground. You're still getting gashed through the air a little bit, but the turnovers have really helped this squad, and they've made some key stops on some key downs. We didn't really see that against the Buffalo Bills, but we fought hard against that football team. Now, if you listen to guys like, Mike Valente and Rico Beard on 97.1 The Ticket, their whole thing was at the beginning of the year, especially Mike Valente, was get into the graphic by December. And we are. Believe it or not, at 4-7, we are in the graphic. The NFC is kind of a train wreck. But you go look at the AFC, it's the same thing. In the graphic, in the hunt. It's the same thing with the AFC. There's multiple teams, 3-4 teams that are in the hunt going into December. And that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. You want to be a division leader. You want to be a wild card team. But when it comes to December, if you're not in the graphic, it's all she wrote, right? So if you look at the NFC, East, North, West, South, the leaders right now, you got the Eagles at 10-1, the Vikings at 9-2 in NFC North, NFC West with the 49ers at 7-4, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 5-6 in the NFC South are leading the NFC South, which is insane. That's a really bad division. The NFC North is really no better except for the Minnesota Vikings. Let's be honest about it. But then you got your wild card teams. You got your 3 wild card teams. You got your Cowboys at 8-3, your Giants at 7-4, and then the Commanders at 7-5. Believe it or not, they're one of the hottest teams in football. They just keep winning, baby. They just keep winning. That NFC East, all 4 teams in the playoffs right now. And then we get to the graphic, in the hunt, a.k.a. You get the Seahawks at 6-5, the Falcons at 5-7, the Detroit Lions at 4-7, and then you can throw in teams like the Packers at 4-8, the Cardinals at 4-8, Panthers at 4-8, and the Saints at 4-8. Then you got a couple teams that have 2-3 wins, and we're not going to discuss them. But those teams, Seahawks, Falcons, Lions, Packers, Cardinals, Panthers, and Saints, are all in the graphic. They're in the hunt. Now, are they going to make the playoffs? Are we going to make the playoffs? Let's look at the remaining schedule. 6 games left on the remaining schedule for the Detroit Lions. 4 of those are at home. And we play the Jaguars at home. We just came off a pretty nice win against Baltimore. Took their shot. Instead of tying it up at the end of the game, they put the ball in Trevor Lawrence's hands and tried to win it. Got the 2-point conversion. Won the game. And that happened a lot yesterday, too. I think the Chargers did it as well. Coaches are taking more chances as we speak. Everyone rips on Dan Campbell. This is a whole other video, but I'm veering off a little bit. Coaches are taking shots, man. Coaches are taking shots, and that's a whole other video, but That's happening right now. So don't get on Dan Campbell as hard. I know we all do. Me, myself included. Me, myself, and I included. So it does happen. But let's look at those remaining 6 games. At home versus the Jaguars. Winnable game. Then the Vikings come to Detroit. We played them tough this year. We have a shot. Okay, we have a shot to beat them. The 2 hardest games are back-to-back. Then we got to go to New York to face the Jets, who looks like, they've got a new quarterback so far in Mike White. Zach Wilson's still a high draft pick by them, first-round pick. But Mike White had a really nice game yesterday. Threw for like 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards. Won the game for the Jets. Are the Jets back? Who knows? But those are the 2 back-to-back games that I think are really tough. Then we got at home Carolina Panthers, winnable. That's December. That's December right there. 3 games. 3 games in December at home. Very winnable. Very winnable games. I think we have a outside shot to beat the Vikings. Then we get into January. The Bears come to town. I know we can beat them. And then we have to go to the Green Bay Packers. Packers look like they're kind of falling apart. Aaron Rodgers done. Jordan Love came in yesterday. Looked pretty decent for the Packers, actually, on that late game. But all winnable games. I think they're winnable. Now, am I saying it's going to happen? It's very, very unlikely that's going to happen. But there's an outside shot. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid here. Maybe I'm taking a little bit of a sip. But the way they played against... And the reason why I'm making this video, I probably wouldn't have even made this video if they wouldn't have played a good football game against the Buffalo Bills. There were so many reasons why I thought they lost that game. You can't point at one individual, group, or player, or coach, or anything on why they lost that game. I think there was a multitude of reasons, man, why we lost that Buffalo Bill game. Not just one player or a group of players. It was too many to even point out, and I'm not even going to go through it. But there was a lot of reasons why we lost that football game. But they played tough. They took a Super Bowl, I think they're the number 1 Super Bowl favorites to win Super Bowl. And we took them to the wire. I thought that was very impressive. Even not playing a crisp, clean game, we still took them to the wire. Now, that's why I'm kind of making this video, because I think we have a shot. I believe our chances went from 16% chance to 11% chance after the Sunday games of making the playoffs. And I think it's going to be tough because we're going to have to win at least, I think, 5 of the next 6 to make the playoffs. With help. With teams like, obviously, the Saints, the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Packers, Falcons, all kind of falling apart. We kind of need that. It looks like the Seahawks got obviously the tiebreaker over us, so that's tough. And they're 2 games up on us. Falcons, I think we could catch. Packers, I think we could catch. Cardinals, I think those teams are kind of falling apart. Cardinals are a little bit of a train wreck. Panthers are, they're not just not a good football team. The Saints are all over the place too. So I think we have a shot. It's just that this wild card, you're going to need teams like the Commanders, the Giants, the Cowboys to start losing. And I think that's going to be really, really hard. Like, they already got, the Commanders, we had the tie break over because we beat them earlier in the year. But they have 3 games up on us. 3 games. 3 games up on us. And that's tough in itself. Or 2.5, whatever it is, because they combine the win-loss record together, and they're 7-5, we're 4-7. So how that works out, whatever. But we do have the tiebreaker over them. So we're going to need teams like the Commanders, the Giants, and the Cowboys to start losing games. Whatever's going on in NFC South, that's their deal. But yeah, I don't think we're going to win our division. I don't think we're going to catch the Vikings, even though I think we have a shot against them. But we got to start winning ball games. It was nice going on that 3-game winning streak. We saw it. Was it an illusion? A lot of people were like, well, if they get blown out by the Buffalo Bills, it was pretty much an illusion. I hate moral victories like I explained in my other video, but I felt that, losing that Buffalo Bills game and the way they played kind of got me on board a little bit more. It did. They took a Super Bowl contending team to the wire. And that's just basically what they did. It's not a lie. It's not an illusion. They play tough. You see articles out there where teams say they don't want to play us because we're one of the most physical teams in the NFL. We fight to the death. We're gonna bite those kneecaps. That's what they're doing. They're playing for their coach. You could rip on Campbell all you want. They're playing for their coach. They played for their quarterback, Jared Goff, even though I'm not a big fan. They stick with that defense. They're playing for Aaron Glenn, even though I think Aaron Glenn needs to be replaced. Guys need to be replaced, obviously, in this team. But they fight for each other. They just do. They fight for each other. And that's why I think we have a shot. It's very small. We're going to need all kinds of help. We're going to need to practically win out here. But we're in the graphic, in the hunt, a.k.a. also known as. We're in that hunt. And it's real. You see people on Facebook and the social media are just, people always say that I'm a Debbie Downer. Some people say I'm a Debbie Downer. But you got guys coming on Facebook saying, stop the playoff talk, stop the madness. Why? It's there. It's really there. Is it going to happen? More than likely, no. But we are in second place in the NFC North. That's a fact. We are in the hunt. We're one of the third, fourth teams in the hunt, man. Do we need help? Of course. We need all kinds of help. But why stop talking about it where this was kind of the goal? 6 games left. You're at 4 wins. We probably should be at 6 wins, at least. But it is what it is. No woulda, coulda, shouldas here. There should be no excuses. But in reality, we're 4-7. That's what we are. Should be better, but like I said, no shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Just so much to clean up. But in the hunt, come December, this is where we wanted to be. It's progress. I think it's progress. I really do. Even though everyone says that I don't see any progress, I see some progress here. I see progress. I see a team that lacks a lot of talent in certain areas, but they play with a lot of heart, and they play to the death, and they play to the finish. They don't get walked over. Like a lot of people thought the Bills were going to dog walk us. I thought the Bills were going to beat us up, but I thought we were going to play them tough. I didn't think we were going to get blown out by 21. I think I picked the Bills to win by 3 or 4 points. So I thought they were going to do what they did on offense. So I thought they were going to kill us on the ground, kill us through the air, and they did do that. But we did make some plays, and we did score on them, which I thought we were able to do as well too. So, and I think we have a shot at all these teams. If you look at these teams, they're all winnable. Jags, Vikings, Jets, Panthers, Bears, and Packers. That Viking and Jets game probably scared me the most, and it should scare everybody. But you have to start with the Jaguars. You can't look beyond that. Jaguars is where it starts. They just had a pretty nice win against Baltimore. They're going to be up on a little bit of a high. Trevor Lawrence had a really nice game. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. They won't take the Jaguars lightly because we don't have that luxury of taking teams lightly. We don't have a nice, comfortable 9-2 league like the Minnesota Vikings in the division. We have to win every game. That's what they have to do. But I think it's a possibility. Is it a small shot? If you're going to ask me out of 10, what are the chances of the Detroit Lions going to the playoffs? I'm going to say 1 out of 10. Basically, that's what I'm going to say. It's a 1 out of 10 shot. It's basically an 11% chance is what their shot is right now. And I think that's pretty damn accurate. So I'll go 1 out of 10. That's what I'm going to say. It's going to take a little bit of a small miracle, but it's there. It's theirs for the taking. They should win some games. I see them winning at least 4 out of the 6 games coming up. Won't make the playoffs doing that, but That's progression, and it just needs to happen now. Take the Jaguars seriously first, and let's talk from there. Because this video could be thrown right in the damn trash, right? If they lose to Jacksonville. This whole video should be scrapped, punted into the Detroit River if they just lose this Jacksonville game. Then the season is done. I'll just, it's over. Can you still win some games? Sure, but for your playoff hopes, get out of here. So it's going to take a little bit of miracle, guys. Thanks for the video. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. Let's talk about it. I'm giving it a 1 out of 10 shot. We're in the hunt. The graphics there. Come December. Hey, progress. Let's go. Go Lions. One pride. Boom. Let's go, baby.